How's everybody doing today? I'm your girl, your cousin, your sister, your neighbor, your friend, your host, Terry Jo, and this is the White Circle. We do this every Thursday, bringing you good news, information, stuff that'll help you along the way as you journey through life. And I have some friends that are joining me that are going to help you with planning for your life, for your finances, all of that. So, and I done already gave my friends the mama disclaimer. I need them to behave. We're gonna have a good time. And of course, before I do anything, I always like to pray. So pray with me. Father, in Jesus' name, we just thank you for this day, this time, this opportunity. God, we pray that you will be in the midst of this conversation and that you will bless each and every single person that is going to present and share information that will help your people. Father, I pray that this will cause their businesses to grow and that whatever that the people are in need of, they shall receive today in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. All right, ladies. So we're going to have a conversation today. Sierra's going to pop in with us in just a few moments. But we're here to talk about some financial planning and why it's important. And, you know, financial planning is not just about putting numbers down on a sheet of paper and creating a budget sheet, but it's planning for the expected and the unexpected. We all have had those situations. And so each of our guests that are here today are going to talk about some things that are very important. We have my very close, dear friend, like a sister. She slept in my house and my mama fed her. And if my mama could have whooped her, she probably would have.
Not me. Not me. Not me. Mama loves me.
Mrs. Angela McKinney, who was there in North Carolina. So welcome to the show, Angela.
Yes.
And she's going to have an opportunity to introduce herself and tell you a little bit more about what she does and that pretty logo that's behind her. I also have with me good friend who she's like a sister to me also, but she don't know my mama. But one day you'll get to know my mama.
Right.
Tyana Copeland down in Florida.
Yes. How are you guys today?
In the Jacksonville area. And then we have another guest that's going to come in with us who I love so dearly.
Yes.
I call her my baby, Sierra Lachey. I call her my baby.
Yes.
So I'm excited but about the information that the ladies are going to present today. So get your pen, your paper, and we're going to get this conversation started. So take a moment and share to your groups on your pages that you are connected to so we can get this information out while the OJs is rocking in the background. All right. Hello, hello, hello. For those of us that have joined in, and we're super excited for everyone that has tuned in with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please share. And we want to make sure that we get it moving. So again, thank you ladies for joining me today in this conversation. We're talking about financial planning. Listen.
Yes.
What happened in this world in 2020 has been tragic. I mean, listen, Corona done came in and just really just toe up, but exposed a lot of things.
Yes.
It exposed, the dynamics in the family. It exposed the dynamics in the church, not just the Black church or the white church, but just
all church, right?
All churches across the board. It exposed how people take care of themselves or the lack thereof. It is exposing government. It's exposing all kinds of things in our lives. And I'm just kind of sitting back like, clutching my pearls. Because really, but
Right.
and I think one of the major things that it exposed is how people are greedy, their lack of love for one another, their greed of money, because this whole virus thing, hospitals and pharmaceutical companies and anything that's connected to or that can connect to any form of getting some money from the Rona, people are going to bank in on this because it's a booming business. We've got people who the nursing homes, the funeral homes, their money is increasing because people are dying. People, all kinds of things are happening. And so I want to just kind of open up the door and help some people out today. Of course, the women that follow the Wife Circle is women who are married, separated, or divorced. They may work in ministry with their husbands or they don't. So follow the Wife Circle on Facebook and Instagram. Yes, that's my plug. I am doing. But we're not just catering to those women, but we want to cater and help as many women as we possibly can. Because at the end of the day, it's green that rules the world.
Yes.
And if you don't have it, or if you have little, you can only do a little. If you have medium, you can only do in medium. But if you have a lot, you can do more. And so, and I also believe that comes with the same aspect of knowledge. When you have knowledge, and they say knowledge is power. But a friend of mine, Michael Palmer, who I grew up with, also he says applied knowledge is power. And so what I want to do is I want to take the knowledge that you ladies are going to give today and help people apply it to their lives. So while we're waiting for Sierra to pop in, Tyana, I want you to kind of touch a little bit, because tell the people about who you are and what you do.
Well, my name is Tyana Copeland, you guys, and I am a real estate agent. Actually, I'm in the process of now getting my real estate broker license, so I'm excited about that. I've been in it now for about close to 5 years, and it has really been a blessing. It has been a challenge, but it has been a blessing. I love helping people look for their new home. However, I don't want to get into too many details because I think we need to go to the credit side first because it's a process with buying a home. I can talk about the selling part. The selling part is a little easy. You just have to make sure the home is well kept. and priced correctly to sell the home. But before I get into the buying process, I would love for Sierra to come to talk about the credit. I'm in that same program that she's in, but I don't know much about it. I'm in it for my own benefit, to be honest. But credit is first.
So Sierra has joined us. Hey, my baby.
Hey, Sierra.
We can't hear you, so turn your microphone on.
Okay, there I am.
Yes.
Hey, girl.
Looking beautiful as ever. So we're excited
Thank you.
you are able to join us today. So I went around the room and introduced everyone to our audience. So please share, please share, please share. We want to help the people today. So we're going to talk about the first portion of financial planning, which is credit. You need credit for everything. You know, to purchase a house, to purchase a car, to get a credit card, anything that you need to utilize a line of credit, you need to have proper credit, including for some companies, you need to have good credit for employment. And that's absolutely essential. And like I was saying earlier before Sierra came on, is that this whole coronavirus thing, it has exposed a lot of patches and holes in our society, in our financial, in our personal financial houses, as well as, you know, as a country, as the world in general. So let's talk about credit and the importance of credit and how to go about beginning to, you know, build your credit. Because, you know, some people, they just think, well, if I pray about it, it's gonna go away. You know,
I can't wait to talk about that. I can't wait to talk about that.
My stuff is gonna disappear out the computer.
Stop it. Stop it right now. Get your life together. All the way together. Please help all the people today. Matter of fact, don't take several speaks. Get yourself up and get it together.
I can't wait to talk about that.
So Sierra, tell us about credit and where credit comes from, how it started, or, you know, not necessarily how it started, but why is credit important? You know, the stages of credit, the 3 types of credit reports. Tell us about that.
Credit is important for number one, because it is a part of our society. It is a part how lenders judge us. It's a part of how we get access to more, right? Some people want access to more, but they're not willing to repair their credit. They're not willing to understand what credit is to get access to more. I do not promote credit just to say, hey, let's get your credit score great so you can get these credit cards, so you can max them out. That's not what credit is about. And I've been posting a lot about a poverty mentality, and sometimes a lot of people have a poverty mentality that makes them think that that's what credit is about. That's how you work it. No, credit is for you to have access to more, for you to gain some type of capital, for you to manage it correctly. And a lot of us, we were not educated on financial literacy, how credit works, the 3 credit bureaus, the FICO score. We may not have been educated on that, but that does not give us an excuse.
Exactly.
And a lot of us has used that as a crutch and an excuse. Oh my God, my mom didn't teach me about it. Okay, well, guess what? Her mom didn't teach her about it either. So when are you gonna woman up? When are you gonna man up and say, you know what? I have to do something different. I have to do something better. And that has been my motto. That has been what I stand for, is because guess what? I have to do something better for my children so they won't have the same issues that I have. I have a 19-year-old, and you know, he might get on my nerves sometime. I'm sure I get on his nerves sometime. But one thing I can say about him is that he understands at 19 years old the importance of credit. So he knows how to manage it. And I'll be honest, I believe he just learned it through the years. But I just believe now we're in a generation where people are no longer just we're not just accepting anything, because we know we deserve better. We know that there's more. And it doesn't make you greedy or envious or jealous of other people. But again, we're supposed to be good stewards, right? So we have to understand that credit is a part of stewardship. So just to get back into the line of credit, why it is important, because people judge us off our credit, okay? When you go to get a job, when you go to lenders, many of us want to be homeowners, or you may already be a homeowner, and you know the importance of having your credit. You can't go and get a house and you have, God forbid, a 300 credit score. It's steps, it's levels to look at her shaking her head. She like, absolutely not.
Better cut it out.
But it's levels to this, and we have to begin to educate ourselves, educate our children, and just understand what it is. And reading is fundamental, as they say. Listen, get you some education. If you do not know, get you books that will give you that information. If you are a beginner and you just don't understand what credit is, that's fine. I don't care if you're 30, 40, 50, 60 years old. Make sure you educate yourself. Now, kind of fast forwarding, some of us know what credit is, but along the way we messed it up, right? So that's where I come in. I come in as finding out, give you financial literacy, but then I'm also going to say, okay, just because your credit is bad does not mean it has to stay bad. And one thing I tell people, stop expecting that credit repair is going to happen in 2 days. Okay. If it does, it's probably illegal. And I make sure I stress that to people. If somebody can wipe you out, it's probably going to be illegal. If they didn't go through it the proper way. And if you can get it wiped in 2 days, it's illegal. I promise you it is.
I promise.
And I don't know about you, but I don't want to do jail time. They don't have the Susan Sue is not in jail. Okay. I don't want to go. I can't get the bundles done in jail. Okay. Haircuts may not be available.
We is cute for jail.
Well, hello, somebody.
Yes.
Listen, I don't have time for jail time. So you want to do it, and I'm being comical. We're being comical, but make sure you do it right.
Right.
But with credit repair, you're going to dispute those items on your credit report, those negative items that are there. And to be honest, some people may get, it may seem like a miracle in 30 to 45 days because they may not have that much. They may have old debt. They may have things that just kind of just supposed to be off but didn't. And once they, disputed it, it made it easy. Now, if you've had bad credit for 20 plus years and you got multiple accounts, multiple inquiries, late payment history, it may take you a little bit longer. And I say that not to discourage you to get started, because you'll be surprised on how quickly things can be removed. However, I always tell people, when you repair your credit, it is a journey. Don't do it and stay. Like, I saw somebody post something. It was like, I did a dispute and nothing came off. Okay, that was just the first round.
Right.
That was the first set of dispute letters. So just to give a little bit of education, because I know I'm a talker, so I don't want to keep talking. So I'm just kind of fast forward. When you go to dispute negative items on your credit report, you're going to initially say, hey, prove this is mine. Okay. So that's like the first step. So it's very, it doesn't bring, you're not putting a lot of fight in that first set, right? It's just saying, hey, prove this me. And then you get more aggressive the more dispute letters that you send out. Okay. So I always tell people, listen, it's a journey. Don't give up. It is a process. It doesn't have to take a long time, but you do have to be consistent and persistent with repairing your credit. So I tell people, listen, you took 10 years to get to this point. Why not take 90 to 6 months to a year to really get your score where you need it to be? Because at the end of the day, this is your credit history. It's almost like you're clearing your name, right?
Right.
And some people don't realize that you may have, you can be in the check systems, like if you've written bad checks, or if there's things like, there is multiple, you have to do multiple things to get your name cleared. And unfortunately, some people get discouraged along the way because either they don't have the help, or they just say, hey, I just don't want to deal with it at all. So again, that's where I come in. I assist people repairing their credit. Is it overnight? Is it going to be done in 2 days? No. But give yourself, I tell people, give yourself 90 days. Give yourself at least, start at 90 days, and you should see some type of progress within those 90 days. And I have experienced, every client has experienced, I don't care if it was one thing, guess what? That's something. It's more, but it's more things that you can do while you're waiting. You got to pay your bills on time, because when your credit score has 5 different factors. So let's just say if you do not pay your bills on time, that's 35% of your credit score. So some people may have issues with paying bills on time. So 35% of that is allotted to their credit score. So that may cause their credit score to go down, plummet, all the way down. But again, everybody is different, right? So everybody's different, and you just have to take an analysis of your credit, see what's there. Some people feel like their credit is bad, and it's really not that bad. You just need a little brush up, a little cleanup, and then some people need some help. But again, it's not to discourage you. It's just to let you know, hey, there are people that can assist you. There are programs. There are things that you can do to get back on track, to get educated, to get financial literacy, because at the end of the day, that's where a lot of issues come from. Is some of us just were not educated, and we don't know what to look for. So we don't apply for 50 million credit cards, and you have a 400 credit score. The best thing you can do with a 400 credit score is probably you probably just need to go get a secured card and make on-time payments with that, and do that for right.
Yeah, that's real talk.
Just sit down.
400, sit down.
Right.
Listen,
I saw somebody
like, can you help me? Because I got a 400 credit score and I want a mansion and a car and everything else, and I can't get it.
And they mad at you because they can't get it.
Right.
Listen, and that is so true. Like, people, I saw somebody post something and it says you can't be picky with a 400 credit score.
Girl, I'm about to scream.
Oh, listen.
Today,
Linda.
I saw that today and I almost hollered. I was like, OMG, that is so true, because you can't be picky. If you go to get a car, they're going to tell you, you're going to get this car and you're going to give us $5,000 down. And I'm being comical, but you'll be surprised at what these car lots will tell these people, because they don't trust you. Right. So again, credit is important because it shows that you're trustworthy with money. And a lot of people have bad credit because they have a bad relationship with money.
That part.
And that's the reality of bad credit sometimes. Now, some people go through life changes, they lose their job, they experience depression. Like, there are so many things. So I don't get in the habit of judging people. If I just so happen, if they tell me what their credit score is, I don't judge them, because life happens to everybody.
That's right.
It's not a judgment when people make jokes, but we want to encourage you just to do better, just to get back on track, just to make sure that you understand what credit is, what it's about, so you can have better options, because your credit is your responsibility.
That right there, that's a great segue. Your credit is your responsibility, because if you are trying to purchase a home, I don't care if it's a shack or a mansion, you have to have good credit. When I purchased my home back in 2007, I mean, oh my God, they went through my credit with a fine-tooth comb, and not just one report, but they looked at all three. All three, and then they were like, "Okay, we need you to give us information about this, this, this." Going through every single line on my credit report, and it was my responsibility to give an explanation, to clean to clean things up. I had done really well with getting things removed or having a good explanation, and I had gone. This person I know was working at a car dealership, and he was like, you know, I want you to trade your car in. I was like, no, I'm not trading my car in. I'm good. He's like, well, come and test drive this car. So I went and test drove this other car. And while I was test driving, they ran my credit without my permission.
Wow.
And I did not know it until I had another meeting with the mortgage lender, and she says, "Did you just buy a car?" And it was maybe like a month after, you know, I had done the test drive. And I was like, "No," I said, "I just test drove a car. That was it." And she said, "You know, they ran your credit, and 14 different agencies opened up my credit report, and
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
2 to 3 points off
Yeah.
my credit score, and it made my credit score drop." I was hot as a firecracker, and I called that place and I asked them, "Why would you run my credit without my permission?" I didn't sign anything. I didn't give them any permission to run my credit. All I did was test drive a car. So those kinds of things are, people are tricky, you know, like you were talking about at the dealership. They're tricky. They don't
Oh
trust you,
yeah.
but you gotta
Oh
be
yeah.
careful. You gotta guard your credit like you guard your life, because
Yeah.
your life is tied to your credit. So when people come to you after they've gone to Sierra and they've gotten the help that they need, or they you've given them wise counsel about their credit, and then they go to Tyana and say, "Well, I'm ready to buy my house. You know, the Lord said he gonna give me a 4-bedroom house, but your credit score is 400."
I want to talk about that because
Yes.
credit is so important. It's so important. And before the pandemic, I could get people approved with the 580. However, you need money. You need monies. The interest rate was higher, but now if you don't have a 640 to 660, you can forget it.
Wow.
And I have people all the time, and that's just the credit part. We're gonna talk about your finances as well, because you may not be able to afford a house that's $300,000. Your income say you can only afford 200,000. That's realistic. You know, so it was funny because earlier when they were saying, "Oh, we got faith, we got faith." Yes, we have faith. We believe God for anything. But God, when God works miracles, He's going to give you something. If you go to buy a house, if you don't have credit, if you don't have money, you're just not going to get what you want. I'm sorry. That's just how it goes. I mean, and credit is the number one thing. And a lot of my clients, the problem I'm having, they want credit repair, but they don't want to pay for the services. And I tell them all the time, I say, it took you 10, 15 years to ruin your credit. It may take you a year of paying that $99 a month or whatever you're going to pay to get your credit repaired. If you really want a home, you must have your credit score at 640. Be on your job at least 2 years. If you are a business owner, it needs to be 2 or 3 years, and you need to file your taxes. Don't file your taxes.
Say that.
I'm a tax preparer too. Do not file your taxes. You make $150,000 a year, and you want all these write-offs, and now your AIG saying you make $20,000. Well, what you gonna get at $20,000? You're gonna probably be approved for a house that's $75,000. So it's a process. But I tell people all the time, if you really want a home, go through the process. Just go through the process. I've had some clients went through the credit repair. They did everything they needed to do, but the number one thing, the first thing I asked, what's your credit score look like? And then they said, "Oh, Credit Karma say it's an 800. Well, Credit Karma, you cannot trust Credit Karma.
Credit Karma is a liar.
It's a liar.
No.
It's a liar.
Credit Karma will trick you.
They're a liar.
I said, Credit Karma say you have a 670, you probably got a 520.
You got a 520 tops.
So it is so important. Even me being a real estate agent myself, I've been in my home since 2006. I'm repairing my credit. I'm with the program, and me and Sarah, we got to talk. We have to talk.
Yes, let's talk, please.
But I am gonna say the program that she has is phenomenal. I cannot lie about that. I just haven't been consistent. In 60 days, they have taken off. I'm gonna just say it like this: my Equifax is clear. I don't have no negative items on my Equifax. Come
on.
I'm working on my TransUnion, and that's why I got to talk to her afterwards about this. But I'm telling you, credit is a must. You need credit.
So let's talk about the process of purchasing a home. Let's say that you have client A, and client A has followed all the necessary steps. They've gotten their credit together. They've got their earnest money. What is the process? Because some people think that you just, go and you point out a house and yeah, that's what I want. That's it. But that's really
well, that's if you're dealing with an agent that don't care, then they'll do that. Me, I always say, let's get a pre-approval. Not a pre-qualification, because a pre-qualification says I called the bank, I say I make $50 an hour and I've been on my job 5 years. They say, okay, here's your pre-qualification. But a pre-approval, you got documentation. So I always, me as an agent, I don't even show homes unless you have a pre-approval. Why? Because if I go show you a home that's $500,000, but when you get your pre-approval, it said you only approved for $250, then I done messed your hopes up. So that's the first step. And as an agent, I have good lenders on my side. I mean, excellent lenders. Now they have their own lenders, that's fine. But if they come to me, I always refer them out to my lenders. It's important to have a good lender because, like you were saying earlier, like when you was trying to get your home, that how they went through your credit report with you and say, hey, you need to do this, this, and this. Well, a lot of lenders don't do that. They'll say, hey, your credit score was a 480. Bam, I can't help you. That's it. Well, a good lender gonna say, hey, you need to pay this off. You need to do this. You need to do that. So that's important. So that's the first step. I say, let's get a pre-approval. Then once I get that, I make them sign a buyer broker agreement stating that I'm going to be your agent because you don't need to have me and 5 other agents working for you. Now we fighting over commission. I don't do that. And then from there, we search for the home. I talk to you. I find out what you're looking for. We search for the home. We find the home. I put in the contract. Hopefully it's a seller's market right now. So, it's a bidding war out here now. So after that, if the seller say, okay, we're going to accept your offer, you put your earnest money down. From there, you get your inspections. Then now here come the lender stepping back in, sending you over to underwriting. Underwriting can be good and it can be bad, depending on the underwriter. Sometimes they be very nitpicky. Sometimes they just say, hey, send me these documents. We closing in like 30 days. So pretty much that's it. A lot of people like the down payment assistance. I have worked with down payment assistance, but I don't like to. The only way I suggest down payment assistance when I know the person really does not have the funds. Because down payment assistance is saying, okay, hey, we're going to give you $10,000. And in 5 years, you stay in this home, this money goes away. That's a bald-faced lie. That money does not go away. After 5-10 years, you go to sell their home. They say, hey, you owed us. That happened to me. I've been in my house since 2006. I got $25,000. I only owe $40,000 on this home. Well, I called to pay it off. They say, hey, well, if you don't stay in this home the whole 30 years, you got to pay us this $25,000 back. When my real estate agent at the time told me, hey, you know what? Guess what? 5 years, the money goes away. It's a lie. So down payment assistance is good and it's bad. It all depends on the person and if you really need it. But for the most part, the process is easy. The hardest part is finding the home. Yeah. Because people have a lot of unrealistic expectations. You only approve for $200,000, but you want a home that's $400,000. Well, it don't work like that. Right. It don't work like that. So I've lost clients because I would not show homes unless you got a pre-approval. Because I know the points of a person that's falling in love with the home and come to find out they can't even afford it. So I've lost some clients with that, but I'd rather be a realist than to build your hopes up and it's still gonna fall anyway.
So let me ask you a question, because we had the big housing market crash, and financial experts are saying that there's going to be another crash, in the coming year in 2021. They're saying that the market is looking to crash worse than what it did back in 2007, 2009, 2000, somewhere around there. So those individuals that purchased homes, well, here's my thing. When I bought my house, I had to come to the table with some earnest money. But how do you buy a house and you get a refund at closing, but you put no money down?
You know what?
A lot of people went through that no money down program, and then they got caught up in those balloon loans, and then all these foreclosures begin to happen. So how can a person prevent getting wrapped up in a situation like that when they are because Sierra said you must educate yourself about credit. And if a person is not educating themselves about the process of purchasing a home, and if they don't have a good realtor, if they don't have a good lender, all those things, people that are actually working for them, how can a person take the reins and make sure that they don't get caught up in that foolishness and get a balloon loan?
The only thing I can tell you is they have to make sure they're educated or have a real estate agent that's educated. Now, most real estate agents, we don't really get into the whole pre-approval, the lending side, but because I have a lender that teaches me things. So I don't even offer balloon mortgages, period.
Good.
Don't come to me with it because I'm not going to give it, because I already know how that can go.
And what is the actual name for a balloon mortgage? So I know on paperwork it's not called a balloon mortgage.
It's yes it is. It's called, I don't know. I call it balloon mortgage. Because when real estate school, they call it a balloon mortgage. It's called balloon, or is it something else? I can't remember. But most people don't even ask about that.
Yeah.
You're going to either go with VA, FHA, or conventional. So most people don't ask about that. You might have one every now and then because they're desperate to get a home. So they'll take the balloon mortgage, but they don't understand that in a couple of years, maybe a year, 5 years, that mortgage is going to go up and you're going to be looking real crazy.
Right.
But it's best to have the lenders are so important. The agents are too, but if you got a lender that's going to tell you, hey, do this, and that, you got yourself a good lender. Most lenders, they're not going to take the time to tell you this. When I first got in real estate, I was with a person and he was okay, but I didn't know a lot of things. So, I lost deals. Like 3 days before closing, my deals fell through because I wasn't educated on that side. But now that I'm a little more educated, when a deal is about to fall through for me, it's like, okay, we need to do something else. I know ahead of time. You're not going to tell me 3 days before closing that my deal is just going to fall through. My clients is not going to get their home. But it's all about really being educated. But for the most part, with the economy dropping or falling, it's a chance we all taking. To me, that's a good and a bad thing, because now the housing market will be plentiful. It won't be expensive. Literally in the last, I would say, year and a half, it has changed. A house that is $250,000 looks like a house that's $200,000. So it's like, I even have a client that's approved for almost over $400,000, and it's ridiculous the way the house is looking. It's just like, that's $400,000. It's crazy because it's a seller's market now. So the houses are more expensive than it is lower. So it would be a good and bad thing. But the way we benefit off it, if the housing market crashes, you got good credit, you maybe get you a $400,000 house probably for like $200,000.
You want to have good credit and the money to be able to pay it, so you're not living in the box on the corner.
Oh yeah, but now, but let me say this: most of the time, if you got a good lender,
yes,
they only approve you what your finances are. So you got your debt to ratio. You got 2 and 3 motorcycles, 4 and 5 car notes. Come on, you're not going to be able to get the house you're going to get. So what it's saying is, okay, I may make $200,000. But I got all this debt. So with all this debt, I might can only afford a house that's $100,000. So if a good lender is not going to approve you for that, that's most important. And I tell people all the time, I say, you have to have realistic expectations. Yeah. If your income say you only approve for $250,000, that's it.
Right.
That's it. Let's not go see a house for $400,000, because that sale is not going to come down $200,000 for you.
Right.
So how about not even look for a house that's $250,000 if you get approved for it? How about look for a house that's a little cheaper, and then the money you can do any repairs or anything that you.
But they don't let you do that. They don't let you do that. So if you approve for
virtual high five, yeah, I saw you, Sierra. There you go.
Right. But that's true. But the thing about it is, if you approve for $250,000 and you buy a house for $200,000, they don't give you that $50,000.
I have a question real quick.
Go ahead.
Would it be wise to buy a foreclosed home?
Yes.
I bought a foreclosed home.
Only now, let me say
Or
this.
what's the pros and the cons? Should I say that?
The pros is it's a lot cheaper most of the time.
Yes.
The cons is when people are foreclosing, getting their homes are foreclosed on, it's like they tear the house up.
Yeah.
Every now and then you may have a house that's up to par. I sold a short sale about 2 years ago. This house was worth about $270. Well, my clients got it for $143. It was a 4-bedroom, 3-bath.
Where is it?
Was in 2010. It was on the north side. The only thing was wrong with this home was the master bedroom closet had a hole in the wall, but that's sheetrock. Anybody can do that. That was it. So they were blessed with that. But foreclosures are good. You just don't know what you get.
Yeah, my real estate agent told me when I was looking for my home, he said one of the houses he had looked at with another client of his, it was a foreclosed home, and the previous owners, they poured cement
I was just about to say that.
Down the sink, in the toilet, all that.
Yeah.
And so anybody who purchased that home, they had to put all new piping in that house. So you know, it's kind of like a 50-50, but that's why home inspections are so important.
So important. And when you buy a foreclosed home, you get the home inspection for you only.
Yeah.
Because the seller is not going to, the bank is not going to fix the home. But I know it's a business over here by me, and this business been on the market, I know, about 10 years. And the reason why is when they got foreclosed on, they poured concrete down the pipes. People do things like that. So that's
evil.
That's evil. They feel like, well, I'm losing my house. Nobody gonna enjoy it. So
that's not evil. That's a new form of petty.
Okay, that's it then. The new form of petty. The 2020 petty.
I'm gonna go get some cement, mix it up, take it to the house, heavy as it is, pour through all the pipes. If I can't get the house with the water, you can't get the house with the water.
I'm telling you.
Nothing. Can't nobody no shower, can't no water, no flowers, can't nobody nothing.
But foreclosures are good sometimes, but most of the time, if you don't have money to get that house up to par, I say stay away from it, because 90% of the time you're gonna have to put some money in.
But then there's times where you can really get a good deal. So I want to segue into insurance, because you got to have some insurance.
Life insurance, homeowners insurance, car insurance, just insurance.
You got to have some insurance. Like the granny say, some insurance, baby. The insurance, you know, you got to have.
I'm sick of seeing these GoFundMe accounts. I'm tired of seeing GoFundMe.
Okay. But see, just then, let's do it on in, and let's talk about insurance.
Now listen, I done told you behave, Angela. So no, I'm just
not gonna do it. Now look, my mama watching and your mama watching. You not about to get me no phone calls from both of them. Talk about why was you and Terry cutting up when y'all supposed to be professional. I'm not doing this with you today. I got you though. I'm coming to Tennessee. Got you. Listen.
Now listen, y'all. Angela, she has helped. Well, before I say that, I want to say congratulations to Tyana, because she made the $1 Million Club. With,
I did. Yes.
She made the $1 Million Club. Now did she get that check in the mail? Now we gonna pray that she gets some real good submissions moving forward.
Well, girl, can I get some gas money? Can I get some gas? Can I get some gas money?
I'm ready to make that. I need that $1 million in my bank account.
Okay.
Yeah. But Angela has helped so many people. She is licensed in Tennessee, North Carolina, and South Carolina.
South Carolina, Michigan, Wisconsin, soon to be Florida, Virginia.
Oh wow.
And Georgia. I joined the company about 2 years ago, wanting to just make some extra money at first. And then I started really understanding what the crusade was about insurance. I started realizing that people that look like us weren't insured properly. Now, what does that mean? I don't know if you were around your grandparents when you were smaller, but I remember my grandmother paying insurance, and it was a man that knocked on the door every month.
Yes.
And
Yes.
And you know, and
There go
it
the
was
insurance
the thing
man.
where the insurance was coming, that check was on the shelf, and you better not move it because so and so coming at 4 o'clock, and it, you know, let them in. And you know, as a small girl, I didn't know what was going on. And a lot of times when it comes to insurance, we're not educated like we need to, just with credit and just like with real estate. Now, excuse me, ladies, I'm a little bit biased, excuse me, but I think life insurance is one of the most important things that you need to take care of first. And I'm gonna tell you why.
First.
That joke passed away, and you could be working on your credit, but if you pass away, well, where the money had to pay off the creditors. And the one thing that we're learning in insurance, and when people are passing away, they are transferring debt to the next of kin. They are not saying, hey, you got a death certificate, we're gonna wipe it clean, okay, fine. They're like, no, I want my money. Who the next person I can get it from?
Right.
So have to be very careful with that. But if I could, let me go back. I joined the company 2 years ago because I did want to make some extra money. And I was doing so. I was doing pretty good. I have a teaching degree. I was teaching the babies. It was all love. And then I got my paycheck and I said, where the extra zero at? I said, hold on.
Right.
I'm in here. Look, I'm in here all day. I got to share my snacks. I got to share my lotion, my sanitizer. The parents acting the fool with me. Your child is snotted on me and everything else, don't want to listen. And you going to give me this little bit of money. And it concerned me. And I started understanding why people were getting sick and passing out and dying is because they were stressing out about how they were going to live and how they were going to make ends meet. And if something happened to them, what was going to happen to their family. So when I looked into getting my life insurance license, I really started understanding like, hey, this is serious. And how so many people just don't have it. And not only do they not have it, they have the wrong kind. So what I do is because of COVID, first of all, I know we clowning COVID and I know we want to throw the whole 2020 away, but hold on. Some of these jokers had the best summer vacation they had with that extra $600. So let's just be real. They've been kicking and chilling and everything else. That's the best summer vacation they had with all that extra money. Let's just be real. I hope somebody calls Sierra and Tyana. I really hope they did with that extra $600. But
probably not.
with COVID, you know, probably not. But what COVID did was make us be virtual. So what ended up happening, I was able to reach more people and give them the education that they needed, so they knew what they needed to do when it came down to them and their family. What I understood too in 2020, it seemed like every time I get on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, or if I'm just, Lord, if I'm not forgetting my mask because I got to go to the store and I get into the store, you run into people they're passing away. And it's I mean, every time I turn around, somebody gone. And I said, wait a minute. And you know, it was so many GoFundMes. And I said, people really don't know what they're doing. So let me educate you about GoFundMe right quick. GoFundMe is an organization that was brought to life of what it's doing. Hey, I want to help someone. They're financially struggling. I'll donate some money. Okay, thank you. Great. But depending on who set up that GoFundMe account, they get to keep the money and then distribute it how they want. Not to mention there's it's anywhere between 7 to 20% interest that's taxed onto it. The family necessarily does not get the money of somebody just setting it up. Now, when it comes to life insurance, what we have to understand, ladies, is that we do have the right kind. How do you know if you have the right kind? It's if you do a financial needs analysis that I do, and I sit down with the family and I let them know, hey, this is how much you make. This is how much debt you have. This is how much your mortgage and rent payments are. How do you want your kids to go to college? By the time your kids go to college, tuition is going to be this much, not to mention burial. And the thing about life insurance is everybody thinks it's just about putting you in the ground. I don't know why you would waste that much money to put somebody in the ground, but that's your business. Sing. But what I'm saying is what happens is you're going to be gone. Death is inevitable. That is the only thing that's guaranteed is death. And of course, we know taxes, depending on your tax bracket.
Right.
Okay. And that's the only thing guaranteed. So the one thing that I teach my families is if you love your family like you say you do, you're going to take care of them even in death. When they say in Color Purple, only death can keep me from it. Okay, well, look,
Right.
Stop laughing at me, Sierra. I'm trying to be serious. I'm gonna quit looking at you.
It's true.
but it's really true what I'm saying, because I can give you a scenario. Last year I shared it on my Facebook. My husband had a stroke at 39, working 60, 70, 80 hours a week, being a delivery driver. Came home, he said, hey, I need to go to the doctor. And that's something that never gets said out of a man's mouth ever, is, hey, I need to go to the doctor. Took him to the doctor. He was 268 over 181 with high blood pressure. We said, oh, hold on, what's going on? Next thing I know, he passes out. He's gone. So here I am. He's my first client. So I'm sitting here going, dang, do I gotta call in a claim for my husband, or you gonna fight? And he's fine now. Certain things going on, but imagine me at 40, well, I'm 41. Me and my husband have 6 kids together. You finna be gone at 39?
Yeah.
At 39, and we got 6 kids. Now, do we have a nice size life insurance policy? Of course it was gonna be. I'm the beneficiary. Stop playing with me. Okay, let me quit. Oh,
right.
Okay, that's my only cut up for today. I promise.
That's the truth.
Please believe that. You make sure you beneficiary says stop playing with it. Stop playing with it. Now look, stop playing. Okay, no, but seriously, we do have to start having some very serious conversations with our family about, hey, what do you have? What's going on? What's going on with you and debt? Hey, how much longer you got to pay off this house? What's going on? And it seems like, when it comes to us, we all like talking about money. Mm-hmm. We get real tight. What you want to know? What I got?
We like talking about money when we talk about how much we spending and
we like showing off. We like showing off. But when it comes down to when I have to start digging and asking some serious questions to my client, look, first of all, I don't lie. I know better. But I have to ask you these questions because I have to put you in the best financial situation, your family in the best financial situation for you if something happens to you. Mm-hmm. Now, the one thing, the other thing is what people don't understand is I blame grandmas for this, but that's just me. Y'all can laugh in a minute. When you got sick, you had to go over grandma's house because mama had to work. So you had to sit down, watch The Price is Right and Days of Our Lives. And, them commercials came on talking about life insurance. So as a little child all the way up, you thought that's what life insurance was about. You could wait till you 65, 70 years old and it's going to be all good. You better cut that out because you're going to mess around, be 65, 70 years old trying to get a policy and nobody's going to want to insure you.
Right.
So you're old. You have all these ailments going on with you. You are high risk. No, we can't cover you. And it'll be a thing to where they'll look at you and be like, all this time you had to save and you didn't do it. And that is something that will go into the head. You raising your hand for me, Sierra?
I did. I just want to make a brief comment. So I just experienced that not too long ago. I went to get life insurance on someone. They gave me one quote. They even took my money, I believe. And then they came back maybe about 30, 45 days later. And it was like, hey, this person is overweight. It's actually going to be double the price. Mm-hmm. So that I was just blown away. I was like, really? I got a little extra. I was like, man, that's messed up. But like you said, because you wait so long and you wait until you're 70, 75 years old, you have different ailments, you have different things going on. They may refuse you, or they may say, hey, it's going to be double the price for you.
Right.
Take it or leave it.
And that happens. And you will get, what happened was that person got rated when they went on ahead and they looked at everything. They looked at the height and size chart that you see at the doctor, which I really think they need to go all that away. Ain't none of your business away. Who told you I was you a lie? But anyway, the point is there is a size chart, there is a height, weight chart that they do go by, what they consider as a healthy person. Who defined that, I don't know. I couldn't tell you at this particular time. I'll let you know. And they will go by that. They will go by your past medical. They will go by these things. And when COVID hit, what I tell you, COVID was a doozy. you can't come to somebody and say you had COVID because you're getting automatic denial. And it could be a thing where you have to wait at least 90 days. Now, I had to find out. I was like, what's so important about 90 days? And I found out 90 days was this. That's just that you're in the clear, that COVID can come back to you within 90 days. And I said, yo, whatever this is in the air, I needed to go. So me educating a family also about the different types of insurance is important too. Now we talked about grandma and insurance man was coming 9 times out of 10. That's what you call now you can have your pen and your paper out for me. Now that's what you call whole life insurance. That's when it's the cash value. It's accumulating interest at a very, very, very slow rate. So I can give you an example. Say I sat down with John and Mary and let's just say it was whole life, and they had a whole life policy they were showing me, and it was $150,000 on both of them, and that's at the age of 30 they got the policy. Now they're paying $295 a month. That's pretty steep to me for paying some insurance. That's like a car note. But John's like, maybe let's get it. We got a savings account, this, that, and the other. But what no one tells you about whole life insurance is that it's 2 separate accounts. You have your death benefit, and then you have they attach a savings account to it to where, you're paying that extra for it. But if you, let's say John and Mary at 65, they're saving the money for retirement. They never touched it. So let's say they have 150 death benefit and they accumulated $124,000 in a cash value. Now, for 35 years, only accumulating $124,000, that's a very, very slow rate of return, first of all. Let's say that. And in 35 years, I only accumulated 124,000, something's going on. Now, the thing about cash value life insurance companies is they'll tell you that you have to borrow the money out of that savings account. But you paying the money, right?
Right.
That's your money. So why do I have to borrow it? Okay, that's a red flag for me. But of course, John and Mary probably haven't seen $124,000 in their hand all at once. So when it was time to retire at 65, John said, "Hey, baby, let's go get that $124,000." Mary said, "Cool, let's go. Where we going? The kids out the house. We about to go." But the thing that they don't tell you is that when you withdraw that money from a cash value, you have it about 30 to 60 days to pay it all back. Or they're going to charge you. Wow. They're going to charge you 6 to 8% interest on your money.
On your money
that you put in the account, but they told you can borrow, right? They said you got to borrow it, and then you got to pay it back in between 30 to 60 days. And then if you don't pay it back, I'm gonna charge you interest. So it's a losing situation, because who has 124,000 locked up for 30 days to give right back? So now not only do you have to pay this money that they're charging you 8% interest. Well, you don't have the money. So where are they gonna take the money from? Somebody tell me. Where they taking it from?
They're gonna take it from the other account.
They're gonna take it from the death benefit.
Wow.
Okay, so watch me. Moving too fast. Watch me. Watch me. Follow. So now, listen. They done got the money out, right? They kicking it. John took Mary on the time of her life. They living their best life in retirement. The kids out the house. He done took her all around the world. Baby, I love you. Woo, woo, woo. John dropped dead in 30 days. Mary go file the claim. The dude say, "Hey, yeah, y'all know that money y'all took out? Well, sorry. Can't give it to you. You didn't pay it back in 30 days. What you think Mary finna do to John? Now, John is already dead, but if I was Mary, I'm digging John back up to find out what the hell happened, because I got some bills I need to pay. And you ain't and right. I can't get the money that we've been putting in for 35 years. Where my money? You know how they say we're gonna knock all this over, but ooh, it's gonna be one of them days that day. Do you hear me? But but what I teach families to do is to buy term insurance. The confusion with term insurance and the misconception and the miseducation when it comes to term insurance is, oh, well, it ends. It's supposed to. Let's talk about terms here. Are you supposed to be paying a bill for the rest of your life? Absolutely not. Mm-hmm. Absolutely not. Now, let me piggyback just a little bit. When it comes to cash value, you're going to be paying that bill for the rest of your life. And or when you become 100 years old, then they'll say, "Hey, you can get the money." I'm 100. What am I going to do with it now? Right. Now, you can reach it, or now let me say this, you can go get a will and pass it on and things like that. You really can. But what I found is that, yeah, you built you put some money aside for me, but it really didn't benefit me like it could. So what I do is I come in and I teach our families about what the difference is term insurance is. Term insurance is, yes, you will have the insurance for a specific amount of time. However, what I do is I set you up in a program. So let's just say we're gonna do John and Mary again. So when I come into the home, John and Mary, I'm gonna insure them for $400,000. Plus they had 2 kids. I'm gonna put $15,000 on the 2 kids. We don't like talking about the kids getting buried, but unfortunately that happens. So instead of paying $295 for what I'm giving them, they only paying $126. So term is a lot cheaper. Plus you get a lot more. First of all.
Wow.
You're going to need a lot more because when you're younger, you have higher debt, you have young children, you have things like that going on. So if something was to happen to you as you're younger, it would be devastating for your family. Now, of course, when you get older, well, you have to get prepared for retirement. You know what I mean? So you don't need as much life insurance when you get older because the kids better be out the house.
We hope so.
Right.
Be playing in the street or something, better get out my house. Get out the house. You don't have any more debt like you shouldn't have the debt that you had in your 30s. So now you don't need so much life insurance. You need money to live off of. And what we're finding out is that so many people don't have the right financial portfolio to retire. We already see in Walmart, they greeting us at the door, they cashier, and they stocking, they doing all that. Now, I don't know about you. I'm not working at 70. I'm not asking nobody, do they want paper, plastic? I'm not asking how your day was. I'm not doing nothing. I'm going to sit in my chair. I was about to say something else.
Thank you.
I was just going to say, I just understand why Jody mama wanted her yard with her wine and her tomatoes and her greens in the yard by herself. Leave me alone. You know what I mean? When I get that age. But let me go back again to why with the term. Like I said, so $400,000 on John and Mary, $15,000 on the kids. They paying $126. Okay. Before I came into the home, they were used to paying $295. So I said, hey, you already used to paying $295. You're gonna pay $126 for your insurance. We're going to put the difference, which is $169, in a mutual fund for you.
That's good.
We're going to put it into a long-term savings. Look, I'm not about to charge you to borrow anything because that's your mutual fund. I'm going to educate you about how the mutual fund starts. And the great thing is about opening up a mutual fund, it costs the same as if you were to open up a regular checking or savings at a bank. $25, $50, you can start a mutual fund, a college fund, and you can get that stuff done. So with John and Mary, this is a 35-year term. So within 35 years, it's my job to make sure that I'm gonna work with someone like Sierra and be like, hey girl, I got this client over here who just got life insurance. They want to get their credit together. And hey, I'm sending them your way. We got them covered. Hey, help them that way. After Sierra get done, we gonna pass them on to Tyana. Hey, Sierra gonna say, hey, look, Angie referred this client to me. She got them set up. I got them set up with credit. They had about a 750. What can you do with them, Tyana? And Tyana gonna say, we about to get this house. And not only that, they're going to watch this. They're gonna revisit me because now they have a mortgage. So now we have to add this in to make sure they're properly protected, to make sure that if anything was to happen to them, you know what I mean? Not only can they pay this house off, they can make sure that the kids still go to college. They can make sure it's still some money sitting there. Because if we keep putting money into the ground, look, I get excited talking about this, y'all, because what bothers me so much about us is Papa and Mama told us not to sell the land. They told us not to sell the house. And somebody in our bloodline did it. And now we starting over from scratch. When I ever found out who sold the land in my bloodline, we fighting. I promise you, we fighting. Because what you're not gonna do is have us keep starting over from scratch, and then you wonder why the mindset is jacked up about when it comes down to finances and when it comes down to poverty. I don't care if you. I don't care about shopping at Walmart. Look, this shirt came from Walmart. You wouldn't have never known unless I told you. But the point is, I'm not gonna be. Guess what? Look. I want to show you my shoes, but ain't none of your business. But for real, y'all quit Me and Terry gonna get in so much trouble when we get over here. Oh my God. But look, but seriously, we have to learn that we have to stop starting over from scratch. It's so time out for that. It's so old. I don't understand why don't nobody. It's not bothering anybody. You don't. If Sierra says, "Hey, I need you to do this for your credit," then that's what you need to do if you really want to fix it. Because here now we're getting into the point now that professionals like us don't waste my time when I'm really trying to help you.
Yes.
And what you're not going to do is then you want to talk crazy to me because I realize that you're not serious. So I'm gonna hold back a little bit until you're serious. I'm here. My services are here, but I can't give you all the attention if you're not ready. And it's people out here like us now, and I'll go here too. Everybody can't be on the front lines,
right?
With everything that's going on. So it's women like us that get together and we're virtual and we're really these are our front lines, these computers and these numbers,
right?
And us making sure that girl, lean back. Look, I saw you. This is what we do. We make sure that we're educating people. And the other thing is what we realize is that we have to make sure that we're having conversations like this with people who look like us, especially women, because the industries that we are in are male dominated.
Right. Yes.
So a lot of times they're not listening to us because look, we got cute faces and they looking at us just to be cute and quiet. And then when we bring the thunder of our education, it's like, oh, what?
Right.
No, I'm really smart. I really know what I'm talking about, and I'm really trying to help you. So with everything with COVID too, I think everybody started to get scared. I think in the beginning, it was when that extra $600 came and unemployment, people was happy. And now it
ain't no money.
And it's not. But to some,
it's really.
But to some, look,
I didn't even get any of it.
An extra $2,000 that you wasn't getting before. Yeah, people was living that up. And in North Carolina, they gave out food stamps. You got an extra $600. You got food stamps for every child.
Oh, wow.
Every child. Plus, you got an extra $600. Now it's an extra $300. They're talking about giving parents money because we're at home virtually teaching our kids. All the.
Where you at?
Right.
I mean, what you talking about?
Listen.
But I say all that to say that's great to get all that money, but it's not if you're not preparing.
Right.
You can have it in your bank account all day, but if your account is not earning interest, see, it's certain things that I've learned, like the rule of 72. Tyana, Sierra, you guys know about the rule of 72. Terry, I'm not sure if you know. With the rule of 72, but it is basically calculating the amount of interest you're going to get throughout the years. So what happens a lot of times is banks give you 0.1%. So before your money's even going to double, it's going to take 200 years for your money to double. So you have to learn. You literally, I'm telling you, hold on, let me put my stuff on. 213 years and 76 days. Okay, yeah, I gave it to you.
Yeah.
That's how long it's going to take for it to happen. But we have to start learning. Now, I know we're laughing and have a good time, but this is, it's very serious that, it's too many people that are playing Russian roulette when it comes down to their finances, when it comes down to their life, when it comes down to prepare. Everybody thinks they have time. And we have been shown many, many times, even personally, directly be, Lord, I gotta turn my phone off. They may not necessarily be close to us, but we see it. People leaving here at an alarming rate, and it's not gonna stop.
Right.
And what bothers me is when people what's too much money at the age of 20 to 30, you can get $100,000 life insurance policy for less than $30. You can even get that at 65. And people need to understand it does not cost. How much is too much to insure you and your family? How much do you really love your family?
Right.
How much do you? You can drip them down in Jordans and all that. Look, I'm gonna teach you how to buy stock. with Nike instead of you having it on your feet all the time.
Come on, that part.
You got on Jordans, but you got a GoFundMe account every week.
You know, and or you know, as soon as that or better yet, we finna go there. You got a $500 purse, $200 shoes, and ain't even got $30 in the purse to get a life insurance policy. Let's just be real about that. We looking real fly. We looking fly.
Yeah.
But when we die, we find out we real raggedy.
Yep.
And I'm at a point now. I don't care. Leave me alone because I got stuff that I got to do here. Because once I'm gone, they live after me.
That's right. That's right.
Once I'm gone, how dare I leave some debt behind that they didn't even create?
Right.
How dare I don't make sure that they don't have shelter?
Yeah.
When they don't have food. My kids may want to go to the university. They may not want to do entrepreneurship. I got to make sure they can see that's another thing. Make good grades, go to school. Well, your kids did their part. Where your part at? Oh, you ain't got no money. You done told them to go somewhere.
So I wanna segue right here because I want to give time for people to ask questions, for our audience to ask questions. So, please post your questions for any of our guests that are on the platform today. This has been great information from all three of you ladies. And I will tell you, I've gone through a credit repair program and it has really been a blessing. And I just sent in my second round of letters. And I think I signed up before I knew you were doing credit repair, Sierra. But Boo Boo Kitty, I got you on some other stuff because I need some future. Sierra, listen, Sierra is gonna be a millionaire one day. I'm telling y'all.
She sure is.
Yes, Lord.
And but I'm not gonna. I mean, I've shared some things with her that the Holy Spirit's given me. But listen, Sierra has another business. She does blinged out T-shirts and all that. So I need some shirts for the wife circle. But we'll talk about that offline. But
we're gonna talk about that.
Yes, but it is so important, all the information that you all have shared, because so many people, the Bible says, my people perish because they lack knowledge. And when you are not properly informed about your finances, your credit score, purchasing a home, and all those things that go into purchasing a home, and then getting the insurance, because you got to have good credit. All of this stuff that we talked about is based upon your credit. Credit is the foundation of purchasing a home and getting insurance. Why? Because they check your credit. I mean, when you go to T-Mobile and you want to sign up for service, what do? Check your credit. Credit is the foundation of everything that you want to do in this society. And you can look good. You can look good, like Angela was saying about having on the best clothes and all that, but you don't have the money to even bury yourself. And I think it's really, really bad. And this is a true story. Dell Computer Corporation, they have one of their corporate offices is here in Nashville. It's literally like an 8-minute drive from my house. When they were building the factory and the call center and the whole complex, Michael Dell, the owner of Dell Computer Corporation, he would come. He didn't come dressed out in a Versace suit.
St. John's.
He came driving a broke Toyota Corolla, some blue jeans, some loafers, a button-down shirt, and a blazer.
What he got to prove? He got all the money.
He was filthy. Michael Dell is filthy rich. And he didn't come stepping out the house dripping. He came dressed, and you wouldn't have known that was Michael Dell unless somebody told you, because he didn't wear his money on his back. And that's the problem. One of the things that I started doing last year for Christmas, I didn't go and buy a bunch of stuff for Christmas. What I did for myself was I bought stock. And then and even during the pandemic, I've made some money in the stock market because I made a decision that I'm not going to be working and punching somebody's clock for the rest of my life. I want to have my own, and I want to be able to live financially free. So if I decide at 55, I'm done, and I'm gonna travel and chill and come and see y'all and hang out and have a good time and drink lemonade and then go on to the next adventure. That's what I'm going to do.
Right.
But in order for me to be able to do that, I have to make sure that I have my financial business in order. So I want to open the platform for anyone to for those to ask their questions. So I do have a question here from Lee Tarva, L.E. Tarver. It says she needs help disputing items. And how does she do that? So Sierra, Letitia Tarver, do you know Letitia Tarver? So Letitia Tarver is asking, how can she go about disputing items on her credit report? First of all, I want you to connect with Sierra with her business so she can get you signed up. That's the first thing, because she will walk you through the process of disputing, looking at your credit and helping get the dispute letters, tell you what to do. Follow the instructions.
Please.
Please.
Really, please.
Follow
Please.
the instructions.
Please.
And listen, none of these services that we're offering today are free.
Right.
There is a price attached to it because it's to help you get better. Like y'all said, it took you 10, 15, 20 years to get all that debt, but it's going to take you 9 months to a year just to clear it out. It's worth it. So what are some ways that she can do to Sierra for the disputing items on her credit report?
For one, you want to dispute everything. You want to dispute everything. I don't care what it is. It sounds petty. It sounds like, why would I do that? And the law, this is legal that we're talking about. So we're not talking about something random. So legally, you have the right to say, hey, prove this is my debt. Yes. And sometimes creditors just do not have proof that it's your debt. Sometimes it may not be your debt, right? But you want to do it the right way, the legal way. And the way that we do it, our company does it, it's legal. So it's no scams. People ask me all the time, is it real? Is it scams? I get text messages on Sunday night where some of my clients say, oh my God, I don't know what y'all doing, but my score is rising. So the system works, but you have to work the system. Yes. You can't start and then just stop. And again, you may feel like your credit is really bad, but I've seen people score jump from, 202 points. That seems like a major jump, but I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I've heard testimonies of people in the company that their score has skyrocketed because they follow a process. So everybody is different. Some people don't realize if you have, and I'm just being, real extra, but if you have 85 inquiries on your credit report, we need to get those off. Yeah. But again, you have to take the proper steps to get them removed from your credit report. So what I would say is you want to start off by signing up for services, by actually going through the steps, letting people legally fight for you. And that's really what it is. It's not just some made up letters that we kind of chicken scratch. They are real letters. They have been proven time and time again. They work, they do work. And then I've heard people say, oh my God, I did it, but it didn't work for me. And most of the time, those are people who did not follow through. They may have sent off one set of dispute letters. And then when they got the response back from the creditors 30 to 45 days later, they realized that everything wasn't wiped off, right? So some people get impatient. So I would say to Ms. Tarver, just be patient, sign up for services, and let us do the work for you. Everybody does not have the capacity or the know-how to do it yourself. I would highly recommend, if you want to do it yourself, do it. That's great. But make sure you know what you're doing so you're not wasting your time. Because honestly, people in the pandemic, business owners or small business owners, some of them were denied for the SBA loans because they didn't have a high enough credit score.
Wow.
They were denied. So they may have gotten, I think, maybe $1,000, but they didn't qualify for the larger loans because they had issues with their credit. So this is, and I will be very honest with this, life insurance is definitely important.
Most important.
Right, the most important. But this is not the time to go with bad credit. Okay. Even though the economy is having issues, you want to make sure that your personal business is in order, because it's not the government's responsibility to give us 50 million stimulus checks and all this kind of stuff. And if you do, let me tell you what wisdom says. If you do get another stimulus check and your bills are paid, invest in yourself. Yes. Invest in life insurance. Invest in getting your credit repaired. Make the investment. Credit repair is not a bill, it's an investment. Yes. Every business that if I start a business, it's because I know I'm gonna get a return. Because I know that I'm going to get a return on what I invest. So some people just have an issue with investing because they feel like it's another bill. Sacrifice that Starbucks, sacrifice you eating out. Listen, at the beginning, like last year, I went to a financial planner, and some meetings, she kind of ripped me apart. I'm going to be honest. She was not having my shenanigans. She didn't care that I was African American and I like bundles. She did not care that I like to get my nails done. She didn't care about that. She was like, Sierra, oh my God, you went to 5 different stores. And I'm like, well, I had stuff to do. I had 5 stores. And she was like, oh no, one meeting, and I'm just being real transparent. One meeting, she was like, you're out of control. And I was like, I really felt some type of way, but it was at that moment that she let me know, hey, you may have the income. Some people have the income, but they don't know what to do with it. And because you just used to spending. But I would, and I'm going to stop now, but I would highly recommend you to invest in yourself. Listen, services and the service that you're getting, it is worth it. It's not $1 million. It's not, it doesn't take a lot to start, but you got to get in your mind that you're going to start, you're going to trust the process, and you're going to get financial literacy. You're going to, even if you have to get books, even if you have to, and to be honest, credit repair is not credit repair, but understanding your credit score is not that hard. Yeah. You don't have to be a mathematician. You didn't have to pass algebra with an A+ to understand what credit is. It's very simple if you get educated and understand the steps, how it works, what to do, what not to do. And you'll be surprised at how many people don't spend over 30%. You really don't want to go over 10. If you really want to maximize your credit score, don't spend over 10% of whatever your credit, it can be a revolving account or whatever account it is. You don't want to spend more than 10, definitely no more than 30. Yes. If you spend more than 30, your credit score is going to drop. It's going to skyrocket down. But anyway, that's just pretty much invest in yourself. Listen, I'm here to help. And my motto is, I love to help people that know they need help. Yeah. I don't want to continually extend myself to people that say, well, because really ultimately what you're telling me is that your credit or insurance is not a priority.
It's not a priority, right?
She says that she's 27 years old with 3 children, and something has got to give, and she says it's time to grow up. So listen, Miss Tarver, I want to connect you. Please tell us what state you're living in, because I want to connect you so you can get connected with Sierra and you can get connected with Angela. If you're in one of the states that Angela it has,
I think Ellie Tarver, I'm gonna get with her.
Yeah, so you know her, but we want to make sure that she has her stuff together. She also had another question about what is the accurate credit score for a housing loan?
Okay. 640. You can, some lenders you can go low, not in this pandemic though. Before the pandemic, I think the lowest I saw was a 550, but they tax you to death. I'm telling you. Yeah. The interest rate is high. You got to come more out of pocket. So I always tell people you need at least a 640.
And I think that's probably going to be the benchmark moving
that is forward. Now.
Yeah.
Oh, you got some lenders right now. If you don't have a 660, they won't even touch you.
See.
So yeah.
Get that credit together.
Yeah.
The one thing I think people got to understand too is it's not really that hard.
Right.
People all the time, we averaging ordinary ladies, and we just decided to just read a book and get some mentorship, and in little to no time was able to start educating others. And the other thing I say is like how you, thank you, Terry, for letting them know that the services is not for free. Appreciate you on that. We had to invest in ourselves. That it's time to grow up. Yeah, we had to go, look, I got to invest in myself, and repairing your credit, and wanting to buy a house, and making sure you got life insurance. That's investing in yourself and in your bloodline. So don't be afraid. You think you don't know. Now let's be honest, you don't know. Right. And that's why you got the education for. Stop being scared of the unknown, because you probably either really, once you know, you can't turn it off now. When Sierra learned how to do credit, she can't turn it off. When Tyana learned how to do credit, she couldn't turn it off. Now I know how to do life insurance and learning investments and doing, I can't turn it off. So if you strike up a conversation, we're gonna have a conversation. Right. And it's because we're boasting or bragging, it's because we really want you to know what you need to do. Right. Because if I wanted it for myself, I want to inspire you to make sure you want to do it for yourself, but I can't make you. You really have to want this for yourself. And ultimately, in the end, you can't blame nobody but yourself if you didn't do it.
Right. So, ladies, this has been a fantastic conversation, and I'm so honored that you all would take this moment out of your day to come online with me and talk, and let's educate some people. And I really pray that as time progresses, that the persons who are watching this video, whether they're watching live or they're watching the replay, that they will reach out to you, that they will, contact you for credit service, to get some help and get their lives in order, to get life insurance, and talking about purchasing a home if they live in the Jacksonville, Florida area. So if you're in Jacksonville, Florida, and you want to buy a home and your credit is jacked up, holla at Sierra and Tyana.
Listen, it's all 50 states for me. So wherever you are, all
I can do states. All of Florida.
Yeah,
Florida for me.
Sierra, tell her don't be trying to stunt your growth. Say I'm everywhere.
All 50 states.
I'm on all 50 states. Yes. But I'm really, really elated, because my hope and my desire is, as the founder and the CEO of the Wife Circle, is to help women. There are so many ministries out there for married women, and they're talking about sex and how to treat your husband right, and they're talking about doing daily devotions and praying for your husband. All of that is good, but as a wise man said, you can't have finance. You can't have romance without finance.
Is you the beneficiary, sis? What?
Yeah.
You cannot have romance without finance. And I'm sorry, bruh, if you don't have no money, your credit is bad. And you listen, for those women that are watching who are unmarried, that are dating, you are wanting to get married, or you're divorced, or you're a widow and you want to get remarried and you start dating again, you need to have a list of questions. Like, the top 5 questions need to be about their mental health, their sexuality, their credit score.
Why is y'all laughing? What did she say that was funny? Yes. That is serious.
It's serious.
The whole thing.
Yes. Those three questions need to be in the top 5.
And the men need to ask the women that too.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Your credit score, your sexuality.
I'm so tired of seeing pro-horny people. I don't know what to do. Y'all don't
do you have a job, and how long have you worked at that job? Yes, this is live, honey. We are live and in your face.
We are live.
Yes.
Sarah knew the risk of having me on here. I bet she won't ask me no more, but she knew the risk.
So I'm really happy, because my goal, when the Holy Spirit gave me this assignment over a year ago to do the Wife Circle, the Lord said to me, this ministry is not like others, but this will be different because I need you to help the women. And this is authentic help because,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know, Sierra and I were both former, she worked in ministry with her former husband. I worked in ministry with my former husband. Angie and her husband worked in ministry. Tyana, were you in ministry with your ex-husband?
Girl, no, he ain't who you need, Jesus.
He need him.
No,
Come on.
he need Jesus.
Angie done disappeared. But we all have had a role that we play in the house of God. And if you could think about the number of women that you came in contact with that just did not have it together. They looked good, but they didn't have it together. And I believe the Bible says, the scripture, my people perish because they lack knowledge. And so there is no excuse to walk around and not have life insurance, not have good credit, and living in a horrible place. You have to be able to put yourself in a position where you can live
You
your
know
life.
what, Tara? I want to kill this saying.
Mm-hmm.
Money, they say, is as long as I got money, I got credit.
Yeah.
Well, in 2020, that is not true. I know people got money and still cannot get what they want because they look at credit. I don't care about no credit. No, you need credit because you can have $500,000 and still can't get certain things. Why? Because they're gonna look at their credit. They want to know, are you able to pay, or do you pay your bills on time?
Mm-hmm.
They want to know this stuff. So no, I'm not going to give you no loan for this. I'm not going to give you that because you need credit.
Right.
Money is good, but credit is even better in 2020.
Right. That's right. So in closing, if you ladies can tell our audience how to connect with you on social media, how to connect with you to get gain your services and to get their lives together, honey. Let's start with you, Sierra.
Yes. So if you are interested in credit repair, or if you need to build credit, I should have mentioned that as well. I do assist with building credit. So there are resources that we have that will allow you to build your credit. So if you need that, you can give me a call. You can DM me. You can give me a call at 904-437-7489. I'll be more than willing. You can text me as well. And if you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to bring extra income and you want to assist others with doing what I do, let me know. Listen, if you are a business owner, I do believe that this is one of the businesses that you can have. It can be additional. It can be something that you do on the side, so to speak, because you already come into contact with people. So why not assist with people with repairing their credit? But again, that's my contact information. It's 904-437-7489. I'll be more than willing to assist you. So just let me know so we can get you a higher credit score in a better position and gain your confidence back. It's nothing like having a good credit score and you know that you can walk into the bank, you can walk into different places, and you know that without a shadow of a doubt, you will get approved.
You know what? I just had this thought. A bad credit score is like meeting a fine, good-looking man. He smell good. He look good. His clothes is pressed. But when he open his mouth, his teeth is raggedy and his breath stink.
Well,
Hey, that's tragic. That's a waste of God's goodness on earth. Just gone bad.
Angela, how can people connect with you and get your services?
Y'all fast. Yes, you can connect with me on Facebook at Angela McKinney. You can also, I'm on Instagram as Angela Dope Chick McKinney. You can also give me a call. I am licensed in North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Michigan, and Wisconsin. You can give me a call, 828-980-4666. Again, I'm here to help you with your life insurance, your auto, your home, to help you set up your investments. I'm here to help make sure that you prepare for life after death. Again, you can reach me 828-980-4666.
Thank you. And Tyana Copeland.
All
For those
right,
that
you
are
guys.
looking to purchase a home in the Jacksonville, Florida, or anywhere in the state of Florida area.
Yes, my website is Tyana Sales Florida, TYANASELLS Florida spelled out.com. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram, and you can also call or text me at 904-325-7355.
Awesome. And I'm your girl, your cousin, your sister, your neighbor, your friend, Terry Joe. And this is the Wife Circle. I hope you learned something today that will help change your life and cause you to have good habits financially. And don't forget to ask those questions if you're dating. What's your credit score? What's your sexuality? Do you have a job? And how long have you had a job? And
Can I be the beneficiary?
Yes.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again next
Thank you,
week.
Terry. Bye,
For more great
ladies.
information.
Bye.
Have a
I'm
great day,
following you on
ladies.
Instagram. Y'all get
Yes.
I'm trying to find you on Instagram.
Ooh, y'all so country.